You can order 3, a 6-pack, or even 10 of your departed pet. In South Korea, at least, death is no longer the end. For bereaved owners like Kenji, the copied canines are almost as good as the original. His Pekingese puppy is just a few weeks old. He says it's his old dog reborn.
15 years old. You see the marks? I think it's the same dog. In my mind, I feel like it's the same dog.
One more success for Seoul's SOAM Biotech Research Foundation. Bioengineers here have cloned more than 1,000 dogs for customers all over the world.
A lot of people know that it might not be the exact same dog. Some people think it's the puppies that the original dog never had, or some of the other people think that it's an identical twin.
South Korean scientists created the world's first cloned dog in 2005. Today, the procedure has become routine and very lucrative. The clinic charges 88,000 euros per puppy, implanted and born by a surrogate mother. It's not just private pet owners showing interest. The security industry sees a way to replicate their best sniffer dogs. With the help of cloning, they can fast-track their breeding and training process.
At this young age, dogs have an average 30% success rate. But this clone dog has an 80% success rate.
Critics question the ethics of cloning, which they say turns living beings into reproductive machines. For wealthy owners, it's a small price to bring their beloved pets back to life.
For more, we are joined by Dr. Sarah Chan from the University of Edinburgh. She's an expert on genetics, cloning, and ethical considerations. Dr. Chan, good to see you. Now, a lot of money is being paid by these pet owners to receive a clone of the animal that has died. But is this cloned animal similar in every way to the animal that's died?
There are a lot of popular misconceptions around cloning. So people will often speak of it as making a copy, which gives the impression that the clone will be identical to or the same as the original. But in fact, cloning just creates a being that shares the same genes as another. But that doesn't mean they're the same being. Just ask identical twins, for example. They're not the same person. But actually, clones are probably even less like the original than twins because of the influence of the environment. So the cloned dog might look a little similar. It will be the same breed. It might have different markings, but it certainly wouldn't have the same memories or the same personality. So it wouldn't be the same animal.
So in a sense, do dog owners know this before they're going in for cloning? Or is it just the physical look that they think they're going in for?
Well, if you read some of the comments that owners have made about why they get their dogs cloned, it's clear they don't just want an animal of the same breed. You hear people talking about preserving the essence of their pet or keeping some part of them alive, or that the dogs will have the same soul as the old pets. And I don't think perhaps they genuinely understand what the procedure is going to do. So that's quite worrying.
I suppose, Dr. Chan, the question does arise, if animals can be cloned and other animals have been cloned in the past, the question would be, are humans far behind?
Just because we can do it in dogs doesn't mean we could or should do it in humans, and that's for a number of reasons. The first is purely scientific. So although the theory of cloning dogs and cloning humans might be the same, the practice is very different. Consider that Dolly the sheep, the first mammal clone, was produced more than 20 years ago. Because the processes of reproduction and development are so different between sheep and dogs and humans, just because we can do it in one doesn't mean we can do it in the other. Another example, actually, of the converse is IVF. So we've been doing IVF, in vitro fertilization, for more than 40 years in humans, but it's only actually in the last few years that scientists have been able to do it in dogs. So there are scientific reasons why dog cloning doesn't mean human cloning is on the way. But the second point is that there are both ethical and regulatory reasons why we shouldn't be seeing human cloning anytime soon. So it's an experimental procedure. Even in dogs where this lab is starting to refine it, it's still not perfect. It's 100 times more so in humans, and it would be unsafe, both for the mother and for the children. We know that clones develop many abnormalities.
Right.
Many do not survive even to birth. A large number of embryos are required. a large number of eggs would be required, which would mean hormone treatment and health risks to the egg donors. So just for these reasons alone, for practical reasons, even without considering any other ethical issues, it wouldn't be justifiable to perform this procedure in humans.
Right, we'll have to leave it there for the time being. Dr. Sarah Chan from the University of Edinburgh, thank you very much for speaking to us.